What's up, guys? Powerbang here, and I am bringing you a quick guide on how to clean up a base properly so that you don't run out of time. There are basically three main components to every raid, and that is your entry, which is basically your kill squad that goes in to take care of the primary objectives before the main portion of your raid starts, such as taking out the archer queen, killing the clan castle troops, and maybe triggering a set of double giant bombs. Then there's the deployment phase, which is basically your hogs or balloons or whatever method you're using. Could be Valkyries. The main portion of your raid comes out at that time, and then once all the defenses are taken out, you have the cleanup portion of the raid. Now, the cleanup portion of the raid is what we're focusing on in this video, and I wanted to kind of demonstrate how it is done successfully and then point out an example of how it's not done. These little tips could help you save a raid, as you know, we all dread that 99% 2-star or 98% 2-star, as we'll see in a minute. There's a way to prevent that, and I'm going to show you exactly how. So let's go ahead and watch a couple raids here. Let's look at Carnage taking on their number 18 Andrew here, and he's just going to come with a queen walk here and just walk up the side of the base. Now, the method of entry is not important. What we're focusing on here is the cleanup. So once the entry is, taken care of and the troops go in, I'm going to pause the video and identify the trash ring and where it is. So fast forwarding it a little bit here, so he decides to bring the golems in from the right side. A couple wizards come down to create the funnel, and in go his golems. Now he drops a poison spell to take care of the cheap troops in the clan castle, and then rages up his queen to go ahead and quickly knock out that dragon. Now the jump spell goes down to help his king get in. The king's job is to go in and take out that archer queen. Now once all of this is done, you're going to see the hogs come in. So at this point, the first section of the base that he is clearing is this quadrant up here. Now, when this quadrant goes down, the trash buildings, like these collectors out here and the storages, builder huts, all of those buildings are left standing. The only thing that's taken out are the defenses by these hog riders. So as they continue through the base, taking out these defenses, that is going to leave all of this trash up and available. And what you want to do is as soon as is practicable. That means if you're not, detrimenting your raid basically by missing a heal spell or, not deploying hogs when you should be, you need to start deploying your cleanup, and that's going to save you time. Now let's go ahead and watch where Carnage decides to deploy his cleanup wizards as the hog riders come in. So here they come into the base. First heal spell goes down, and then he gets his second group of hogs coming in with a surgical fashion deployment here. Now the queen is still busy on bottom, but notice he has dropped his wizards on the edge of the trash ring. And what I mean by the trash ring is basically all the buildings out here that do not matter as far as defenses are concerned. So he goes ahead and drops those wizards on the edge of the trash ring. That way they go ahead and take them out and start working their way around the base. Now, as they work around the base, what that means is they're basically going from building to building, eliminating it and making sure not to miss any as they clean up the base. Now, the hogs, a lot of you may have noticed, they typically path from defense to defense, and they'll go to the nearest one. So they're kind of working around the base in this fashion, and that means they're going to end the raid somewhere over here on this mortar, on this air defense. Somewhere in that area is where they will end the raid, and therefore this building here, these are going to be the closest buildings to the hogs when they finish, and that means that the hogs will then start working their way back this way around the trash ring. So all these buildings will then be taken out by the hogs, and then the wizards are working their way the other way. They meet in the middle, and that is a wrap. So let's go ahead and watch the end of the raid here. Go ahead and watch it kind of 2x speed. Pay attention to the wizards up top, though. They get these trash buildings taken out, and they're making sure not to miss anything. That wizard steps up, takes the storage out that's on the edge of the, the inner compartment there. But all of those buildings are going down one by one. They continue to run along the outside of the wall, and notice how much damage those wizards are doing as the hog riders come back up the outside and meet up with them. So once they meet up, there's literally only one building left in the base. They go in, they take it out, and that's a wrap. So that is how it's done. Let's go ahead and look at one more raid that's more of a traditional style entry that's not a queen walk, but we'll go ahead and see how that works as well. So you're going to see Shakedown come in here, brings a golem in to tank the defense here. And I believe once he gets the defense buildings down, he's going to send in a second golem. But the goal here is to go ahead and break the wall up there by his queen, which he does. And then that's going to kind of get everything headed into that air defense there. And then a jump spell is going to go down to access his queen. Now, again, guys, pay attention. Once he gets that kill squad taking care of the clan castle and taking care of the queen, his hogs are going to enter the base. Now, watch as he chooses, I believe, the bottom side here to go ahead and enter with his hogs. Watch how quickly he drops in the cleanup troops. So in goes his king. He first locks on to the enemy barb king. His queen takes out the queen. And now it's time for the hogs. So the hogs come in. They create a natural little shield here. Notice how quickly he's got the wizard on the field. Now that wizard is not in any danger of any defense building down there because those hogs are basically tanking for them, and they're going to remove all of those defense buildings in the process. So what you're going to see here, we already know kind of the way this is going to go. The hogs have entered the base in this area, and that means that they're going to path like this through the base, following the defenses, and they're going to end up here up at the top. So now that basically, it cues you off, and you know that you're going to end on one of these two buildings up here with your hogs, and the hogs are then going to hop out and start working their way back around the side of the base. So the goal here would be to get your wizards started down on the bottom left, exactly where he's got them, right down here, and they're going to work this way around the base. Now, one thing that you can do when you see a building that's kind of a straggler is to go ahead and funnel your wizards, and you're going to see that here. And again, guys, this isn't crucial, but if you're running short on on time, it could play a role in cleaning up a base in time. So you'll notice he drops a second wizard right over in this area. Now that wizard is going to, before this wizard takes care of these buildings here, this wizard on the bottom is going to take out these buildings here, and that means that this guy is going to have nowhere to go but through the wall and into the base. And now he's going to take out the storage in here, and this guy will continue to circle around the outside of the base. So nice job with that. Let's go ahead and watch the rest of it on 2x. So there's the wizard on the bottom, goes ahead and takes out those buildings, so there's no funnel there anymore, and the one wizard is forced to kind of blow through the wall, which works out great. So you see on top, he's got the minion working on that cannon, and that's the other end of that ring. The hogs work their way up, start heading up to that cannon, but all the defense goes down, and you'll notice they basically just hop out, start working their way down the ring. And the wizards have already met up with them, and they've worked to efficiently clear that side of the base. And on that bottom, the wizard has shot through the wall and cleaned up the base very, very quickly. So you'll notice everything's, kind of planned. The cleanup's on the field early. That way, you're not running out of time in these raids. Now, I got one more example for you guys. We're going to take a look at, what not to do and how it can cost you the raid and potentially even a war if you're in a close one. So let's go ahead and look at this raid here by Har. It was a great raid. He just forgot the whole, drop the wizards on the edge of the trash ring. And when you don't drop them on the edge, things like this happen. So he's going to come with just a normal entry here, comes in with his golems. Nice little shattered entry from the left here, and drops a jump spell to go ahead and redirect the one of them in. The third golem comes in, and then his heroes come following everything up, and they're going to go ahead, get raged up, take out the clan castle. So that's the entry portion of it. Now we have the deployment portion. So he chooses to come in from the bottom with the hogs. Now we know that he's coming, from this portion of the base with the hog riders. So there they come, and you can follow the path. You can follow the defenses right off the bat, and you know exactly where those hogs are going to path. They're coming straight to this archer tower, and they're going to work their way like this around the base, A couple stragglers might go out here to get the mortar, but you know, that mortar might be last because the hogs will path to the inside of these buildings and around and go up towards the top, and then probably have to path back to the mortar, but you know, maybe not. They might get lucky there. But the point is, the hogs are going to end up at the top of the base. Now, there's a lot of stuff up here to clean. If they do end over by the mortar, that's going to be unfortunate because they're not on an edge of the ring. That means they have to kind of go both ways here to get, you know, the cleaning done. So what that tells us, though, is that we know where the wizards need to start cleaning, and that's going to be down here on this edge of the trash ring. So the appropriate place to put your wizard, now this is the most important lesson of this entire video, is to place your wizard in this area here so that he takes the first building out in the trash ring and continues to work his way around the ring. Now, if he would have done that in this raid, it would have been a 3-star, but we will go ahead and watch what happens. So the hogs go in, standing in heels, everything's looking good. First off, the cleanup should already be happening. It was late. So, you know, the cleanup is late, and he's dropped his cleanup now at this point. Now look where he has dropped his cleanup. It is right here. He's going to drop it on the, you know, the right side of this this elixir collector rather than the left side. If he would have dropped it to the left side, it would have then pathed to the army camp. However, he dropped it on the wrong side. But ideally, you could have just placed it here over on this side, and it would have gone this way for sure. But because he did not, it's right here, taking out the elixir collector, and it's going to then go to the spell factory and head off just like you normally would, going around the ring. The problem is he's left up 2 buildings, and you're going to see how that comes back to haunt him a little bit later on. So the hogs kind of do their thing. Troll Tesla out on the right that drags his troops over, but as you can see, just like we predicted, everything ends up on the top with the cannon, and you know, they're going to take out the king and start working their way around the ring. Unfortunately, that king pulls them back away from the storages, so they are going to have to go back up there to take out the storages. And that wizard still doing his thing, unfortunately, doesn't do it fast enough, and the hog's going to go all the way up, take everything out, and then you're going to see here, once they finally get done with all those buildings up there, what do they have left? These 2 buildings down here. What do you know? So right here is about the end of the raid, and those hogs are within about 4 seconds of getting there. Just plenty of time. He would have had plenty of time. Those wizards are all the way back to the right side of this base from up top. It would have taken him about 6 shots here on these two buildings to go ahead and take that out. But he's going to run out of time with the painful 98% 2-star. And that's not going to be 3 stars for the good guys. So hopefully you guys can learn from our mistakes. Place your cleanup troops at the edge of the trash ring. Let them work from the opposite side of where your main deployment troops finish. So whether it's your loons, whether it's your hogs, put them on the opposite end. And also start them early. Make sure that when your troops clear out the defenses in that particular area of the base, that you start your wizards right away. Make sure that you hold a couple back so you don't blow them all on your entry. But hold a couple wizards back, start them on the edge of the trash ring, get them going early, and let them just follow the breadcrumbs on the outside of the base, and go ahead and get that efficient cleanup started so you finish your 3-star raid with plenty of time to spare. Hopefully this has been interesting, guys. Hopefully you learned something. This is Powerbang signing out till next time. Take care. Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you feel like you learned something here today and you're a better attacker for having watched it, your clanmates will probably feel the exact same way. So do me a favor, share this video with them, get them to the channel, and chances are your clan's going to be exploding for 3 stars from top to bottom before you know it. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.